mean? What does it mean to be unstoppable?
Impossible to stop or prevent.
100%. Right? To be unstoppable means you cannot be stopped, right? No one can prevent what is happening. No matter what they do, no matter how they get in the way, no matter how they try to deter you. It's a maximum of truth that said that, what God has for you is for you, right? What's meant for you will always be for you. So I want to take a reading from this book I've been reading. It's called Relentless. And I've been reading this one chapter over and over again. All right. I've been reading this one chapter again over and over. Excuse me. And with doing so, it's been able to just fortify some things in my mind that I kind of already know and believe in. But as you reassure and get things in your mind, and I want to share it with you guys. All right. The chapter says, when you're a cleaner, you get into the zone, shut out everything else, and control the uncontrollable. All right. And it says, quiet, dark, alone, always alone, even in a crowd, even when you're surrounded by an entire arena of fans screaming your name, alone in your head, alone with that buzz, no one but you can feel. No outside static, no distractions. Right now, it's all about you. That and only then can you control your fear and your inhibition. Without that deep intrinsic component, it's like trying to light a lighter that has no fuel inside. You get a lot of sputtering little sparks, but no fire. And what I want to do is, it says the zone belongs to you alone, and only you can decide how and when that fire gets lit. So I want to bring that to the word unstoppable is because in this industry, you guys, the way that we become more champions in what we do and the way that we become more unstoppable is that we must never, ever stop getting better. You must never, ever stop getting better. So it's something that Kobe Bryant said also that I read in his book because it's by a guy named Tim Grover. Tim Grover used to coach and train Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, some of the greatest athletes of all time. And what Kobe Bryant says is that if the average person only works out 1 to 2 times a day, if I start my day at 4 a.m. and I get a training session in between 5 and 7, I take a break, get some breakfast in me, train again from 9 to 11, take a break, recover, get some fuel in me, and then practice again from 4 to 6. I now have 3 days that 3 times in one day that I done got better than my competition. That's the Mamba mentality. That's the unstoppable mindset. So what we have to understand is in order for us to really, really dominate our market, in order for us to really, really dominate this industry, we got to be doing things that others are not willing to do. What makes you unstoppable? Have you ever had a fight with somebody and they just would never stop? Like you could be whooping they ass, right? I'm talking about tearing a hole on, but they just never stop. Eventually, you're going to get exhausted if you're not in shape. And eventually that fight might change, right? You was probably whooping on them in the beginning, but you didn't have enough gas in the tank. For somebody that never gives up, you cannot beat them. I'm going to take it to what we do in sales. If you never give up in your pitch, if you always find a ways to advance the sale, if you always find a way to overcome the objection, and you never give up, with passion, obviously, with common sense, it has to make sense in the sale. But you become unstoppable at the door. If your words flow like water, meaning that the way that you pitch, the way that you communicate with the customer, the way that you're able to get engaged and create personal stories and analogies that make them view pictures, you can become unstoppable in what you do. Let's take it a lot further. Let's say that you're on a recruiting prowl. Not only are you good at what you do, Angel, you're unstoppable at what you do. You know how to go out and grab 20 sales in 4 hours. Imagine you constantly teaching that to people over and over and over again. Every week, you have 2 to 3 people that you're coaching and training your skill set to. Your team, the big dogs, become what? Unstoppable. You can't prevent this from happening. But my question to you guys is, how do we become unstoppable? I want you guys to share me 2 to 3 things on how you can become unstoppable this week. That's my question to you guys first off. How do we become unstoppable? Personally, I want to know personally, how do you become unstoppable as who you are today?
When I'm out in the field, basically just not stopping until you get what I'm saying. I have to, or like if it's like a dire cause, like I'm gonna keep going. That's what makes me unstoppable. Like the weather. I remember summertime when it was real hot. I wasn't letting that stop me. The weather, anything. I just meant it's unstoppable. Also, what could help me this week be more unstoppable is I feel like this like working a full day, honestly, or like not stopping for those 6 days or something like that.
Juice, I like that. You stated something where I think it correlates with this book where it says, when you're a cleaner in the zone, you operate with no wasted motion, no chaos, no warning. You don't tell anyone what's about to happen. It just happens. You may not even remember how it happened, but you know it did. Right? That's when you in the zone. You know how you black out? Like if you really like black out, it can be in a good way or a bad way. It's just a blissful moment. And once you can hop in that zone, as you stated, right? I block out everything out. I go out and I work until I reach my goal. That's called a zone that we get in. Somebody else share me. What could you do to be unstoppable this week? How can you get in that zone?
Yes, doing on the bandwagon, but just basically staying focused, having goals, being dedicated, keeping that PMA, that positive mental attitude,
100%,
and just going after what you desire. Staying focused, having that goal.
Now,
let me make you unstoppable.
Let me ask you this. As we know, on the midst of going to our goals, Sabrina, we have distractions coming up. So how do you stay unstoppable even with the distractions that's going to come test you today or this week?
Basically being able to ignore, ignorance and staying focused, keeping that positive mental attitude,
Yeah. But you're telling me what to do.
And getting up early, too. Because then you get to maximize your day.
I like that. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Maximum effort.
Yesterday I had a man that say everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Okay.
I pushed through and I gave it maximum effort, man. Like today, I'm having issues with logging into stand-up. So my goal today was to go strictly infinity. You heard? So maximum effort, man. Just not giving up, not getting discouraged no matter the situation, man.
Choose. Always got to give maximum effort. If you give everything you got every day, I guarantee you get better that day. There's nothing to leave in the tank, you guys. When you go home, you should be exhausted. You should feel like you really put a lot of work in. If you go home and you feel like you still got a lot of energy to do an X, Y, and Z, now I know we're parents on this call. So you got to have some energy in the tank to go home and give to the family, give to the spouse, and give to the children. But if you are full when you go home, like if you don't feel somewhat empty, then that means you didn't give everything that you had that day. If you're not exhausted mentally for having so many conversations and trying to solve so many problems, coming up with different analogies and different stories to get perspectives to be seen, then you're not giving your all. And I like the maximum effort by Mike, because why would you hold everything in? Like, what are you preserving your energy for? What are you saving it for? Tomorrow? Like, we don't know if tomorrow's promised. That's the unstoppable mentality. I don't know if I have tomorrow, so I got to give everything I have today. I'm talking to everybody today. I'm excited about my product today. I'm excited about the promotions we got today. I'm excited about myself today. I think me personally and my energy can be what I need to be great as I need to be. Send me the address. The address is across from the place that we was at, Mike. That building.
No. Yeah, that message was for Angel.
Okay. Oh, you talking about for the street corner.
Okay.
I know I put it in the general text.
Juice.
I'm about to text you.
Leesky, talk to us. What's some things that's gonna help you be unstoppable this week?
off what Brandon was saying, and what you was saying about cold. Like, I start my day early, and I'm starting it a little more early now. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, I got up at 3. I woke up at 3 o'clock yesterday, and instead of like laying back down, you know what I'm saying, and trying to just rest up a little bit more, I literally got up. I got up. I started doing some little light cleaning up.
Mm-hmm.
I started working out. I was just setting the bar hop on myself, you know. I set the bar hop on myself and start waking up, do it. I'm 2 hours behind y'all, or I'm 2 hours behind y'all, you know.
Correct.
It's 10 o'clock out there where y'all at. It's 8:24 here, and I'm ready to go. You feel me? I'm ready to hit the street right now.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Shaved, bathed, and everything. So,
Juice.
Feel me? So that, you know, that's what it is. I the bar hop on myself. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And it's always been like that.
And those small things, right? The small things you said at 3 a.m. You was up cleaning up, tightening up little things. Those small little things make a very big impact on your life. I'm going to share something with you. How many of you guys wake up and leave out the house without making your bed? Making your bed before you leave the house is a task. That's a small task. That's your first completion of the day. That's your first task complete. That's like I made it on the right side of the day today. I don't leave out the house without my bed made. If I leave out the house without my bed made, that means I didn't check off something. I didn't do something the right way. Those little habits make a very big difference when it comes to large habits that you're trying to create. So some of us want to consistently work out, but you can't consistently make your bed up every day. If you ain't making your bed up every day, you got to come home and lay up in the mess that you made before you even left out. Those small things, waking up and getting to some type of regimen, some type of routine, some type of success plan for yourself. These small things as well make you unstoppable. Because if I wake up every day at 5 a.m. to program my mind with something meditation-wise, whether it's me praying, whether it's me doing positive affirmations, I read a book, I work out. If I do that for a period of time over and over again, how much development am I doing with my mindset? How much am I programming my mindset to do what I wanted to do or to think how I wanted to think? Because remember, we program what we think about daily by what we take in on a daily basis. So to be unstoppable, you need to be feeding yourself unstoppable thoughts. You need to be feeding yourself relentless ideas. You need to be feeding yourself limitless opportunities. I can achieve anything I put my mind to today. There's nothing that can get in my way but my own self, and I will not let my own self get in my way today. There's an unlimited amount of people that I can go talk to sell my products to. I am the greatest that I've ever been today. I will be the most dominant that I've ever been today. I am the amazing thing that I am. Like these things you should be feeding yourself daily. Because the subconscious mind just takes the information in and processes it as you tell it. Whatever you tell yourself, your subconscious mind is going to store. So how do I create an unstoppable mindset? I must program it with unstoppable thoughts, actions, deeds. And if I constantly do that over and over again, I will develop an unstoppable mindset. So when people say, DB, you crazy than a mug. Why you always happy? Why you always up doing something? Why you always working out? Why you always training? You always selling. You always communicating. Because my mind has been built unstoppable. I started building this mindset as a youngin'. As me going through personal traumas, losing my father to the prison system at 9 years old, seeing my mama go through certain experiences with 4 children and a husband. See, it started to build something. I had to make a shift, and my shift was into football. So I built my unstoppable mind was that I don't care what's going on. I'm going to get up and train. I'll work the next person. I'm going to commit to what I said I'm going to commit to. I got to be a good student. I got to get good grades to get to college and get a degree. Okay, I'm going to get some good grades so I can go get this football scholarship. Boom. Now that I got this football scholarship, what's the next challenges that come with college? Okay, these challenges come with colleges. I got to go through this. I got to overcome that. I still got to take tests. I still got to do X, Y, and Z. I'm developing my mindset. So now if we fast forward 15, 16 years later and people say, how's your mindset the way that it is? Because I've been developing it. I've been pouring into my mind. I've been pushing myself past things that I thought I could not accomplish. I've been taking risks that I thought that, man, if I don't get this the right way, I can really harm myself. I've been investing my last money into my ideas, into my products, into my services, into my business. I was told that nobody goes into a new market and open a new business without a certain amount of people to help and back them. I say, oh yeah, that means something impossible can be done. And I don't say that to brag, but I say that to my mindset is what helps me shape my reality. I never lose because I never think of losing. I only win or I learn how to win the next time. Don't miss that, y'all. You must program your mind. And if you program your mind to be unstoppable, your actions will become unstoppable. Your personality will become unstoppable. Your presentations will become unstoppable. Your circle will become unstoppable. Your children will become unstoppable. Why? Because we never was taught anything different. Imagine being programmed that you could do anything that you want to do. But sometimes in our communities, in our environments, in some of these places in the world, we have restrictions on us because we came from this. Our ancestors was placed in that. We were refrained from getting certain information at a certain period of time. We just starting to learn about financial literacy. We're just starting to learn about these things, right? If you let them tell you those things, then you will think that, I'm starting at the short end of the stick. Negative. Once you become aware that what you think and what you do will repeat what your reality shows to you, then now you got to change the way you move. Now you just know I got to change the information I'm telling myself. I got to change the things I believe in. I need to know what I actually have faith in. I need to know that I am unstoppable if I allow myself to be. I am a force to be reckoned with if I allow myself to be. I may not train hard like I want to be a professional athlete every day, but I'm going to get up and do some physical activity so I can let my body know that I control my body. Is this making sense to you guys? I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling super unstoppable today, as always. But I'm feeling more unstoppable today than I was yesterday. Why? Because I programmed myself to be. You got to go harder than you did yesterday, David. I want to outperform my goals. Yes, I set for 100 agents to be in a company by the end of this year. I want to double it if possible. That's how my self-challenge me. 100 is easy. Berkshire Hathaway got 380,000 employees. That's crazy, right? Some of us just trying to get to $100,000, $200,000 a year. And it's companies out here that got 300,000 employees. That's absurd. Some of us just want to
100 ages, yeah, we moving.